Guys, this, from the beginning, was a doomed relationship.
Sure.
It was the worst matchup schematically and stylistically of a quarterback and a head coach. And personality-wise, it was a complete miss, right? It's the reason that in the first press conference for Sean Payton, when asked about Russell Wilson and maybe some of the coaches around the building and all of that, instead of saying, you know what, I'm going to get into the building, I'm going to meet Russell Wilson, I'm going to see what was going on last year, what didn't work, so we can move forward together and find a way that it can work, he immediately dismissed him. That's never happened. I don't know. I've never had anything like that. That'll never be that. Which may be true, but from the beginning you said, you know what, I am in no way trying to build something behind closed doors with Russell Wilson that works, right? So we already knew that from the beginning that there was at least some level of contention between what he thought Russell Wilson was, who he perceived him to be, and who he thought a quarterback should be. Right? And then to hear that he tells Russell Wilson, stop kissing babies, you're not running for office. And I'm from New Orleans. Ain't nobody kiss more babies than Drew Brees. Ain't nobody go out and show their face and want to be not only the face of a franchise, but the face of a community more than Drew Brees. And that's what you're supposed to do when you're the leader of an organization and you've been blessed the way that these franchise quarterbacks are blessed. Nothing is wrong with that. But for some reason, with Russell Wilson, that rubbed Sean Payton the wrong way enough to go tell him about it as if that in some way affects his play.
Right.
It's the reason he's the Walter Payton Man of the Year.
Right.
It's the reason that people embrace him or people protect Russell Wilson. It's because seemingly he's a good dude. Nothing's wrong with that.
Right.
But for Sean Payton, that was an issue. Now, we've watched quarterbacks throw for 4 interceptions in games with no touchdowns. Quarterbacks who were drafted Mr. Irrelevant. Right? Who get injured and want to play, and we watch their coach talk to them. We watch their coach put their paper up to their mouth so nobody can see what they're saying.
Yeah.
Why? Because if I'm saying something negative, if I'm saying something great, or if he's just not having a day that he's supposed to have, I won't berate you publicly. I will treat you publicly as someone who I'm in the trenches with trying to win games. Not the way we saw this man treat Russell Wilson against the Detroit Lions on that sideline.
Sure.
Not the way we saw him say, I'm going to make sure that everybody here knows it ain't me, it's you. And that's all he's done the entire season. Like Sean Payton has punched down on Russell Wilson, who was already beaten down in 22, worse than any media member, worse than any competitor, worse than any opponent. His behavior as a head coach as it pertains to that quarterback is unacceptable. And if it was anybody other than Sean Payton,
right,
we would be pointing that out.
Right.
But tell me why.
Right.
Like, what has Sean Payton done that is so exceedingly great? He is above treating people with professionalism and respect. He won one the last time I checked.
Sure.
One. He's been to one the last time I checked. He's had losing seasons. His behavior as the head coach got him suspended for a year.
Yeah.
Like, you ain't no Boy Scout.
Right.
So how do you get to treat people like crap because you don't like certain things about their personality? When all Russell Wilson has done is shown professionalism. I'm going to tell you what I would have did. Call my representation early in the year and tell me you want me to change my contract. Adam Schefter know everything. He ain't know that till now.
Right.
Because Russell Wilson's professionalism, along with his representatives, didn't want to make that an excuse. And that man went out and played his butt off for this team.
And got him back into the picture.
Yes.
You know?